How's it going, Omaha? I am Kiwi, welcoming Evandale into the studio today here at Spotlight.
What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
All right. So anyway, so I got you guys in here to the studio to talk about a few things. One of which being your new CD you guys have coming out, which is a self-titled album.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I was to say I didn't see any album name anywhere. So why'd you guys decide not to go with an album name?
We were creatively drained.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer. I don't know.
No, I mean, this is our statement. You know, we're coming out and making a name for ourselves. This is who we are. We're Evandale.
I like that. I mean, it's just, when you see a band come out and, you're always looking for that, like, album name for the album release. But, I respect your decision going with just the self-titled. I think that's great. You guys are going to be playing at Forte, I believe, on January 12th?
January 12th,
Yeah. So tell me why you guys decided to go to Forte.
I'll take that one. It was our first show. So it was the first introduction of Evandale itself. Then we did a few after that, but ultimately, we loved playing at the venue itself. It had a great stage, great sound, great lights at it. And ultimately we knew that, it wasn't the most popular place amongst all bands to play, so might as well play somewhere different.
Yeah, make a new venue, known. I mean,
That's right.
It hasn't been around for terribly too long in Omaha.
No, we appreciate the opportunity, too, because he didn't have to take a chance on letting us even play a show. So, hats off to him. And so if this is all we can do to repay him, then, well, that's great,
We'll do everything we can, yep.
I love how you're just the yes man of the group.
Yeah, right? So far. DJ's been doing really good.
Give him a couple more beers, he'll spill his guts.
A couple more.
A couple more.
Hold on now. He's already got like 6 on us. All right, so you guys just released an album, you guys just released a new song. It's one of the singles off the album, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Where You Belong. Mm-hmm. All right, so tell me why of the songs that you had on there, why was that the one you wanted to do a music video of?
Well, actually, so my cousin's a filmmaker, and so he basically was listening to all of our demos, and he would kind of come up with concepts as he would hear these songs. And so we did the Manipulator video as kind of like an intro to, him kind of getting into the more of the music.
That's right. That was right when you guys first kind of became like a band, solidified. Right. Yeah, I remember seeing that video.
Right. So then when we had all these demos come out and everything, and the song was tentatively called Crawl before Where You Belong. So he thought it would crawl, son-in-law.
Well, I mean, you guys have kind of that southerny rock,
Right. It made sense.
Some of the songs,
It made a lot of sense. But
especially a Manipulator, you got that nice, like, southern guitar going right at the but
Oh, yeah. That's all you. That's all you, boo.
Hey.
I think you hear it a lot in another song, too.
Yeah. But when he heard the song, he had this, concept of, keeping everything kind of moving, but while also being kind of a still shot too. So that's why in the video you see a lot of us there's standalone shots and it moves and everything. And he thought it was a really cool concept to have, especially with the lyrics, crawl into the darkness where you belong. So that's why the video is obviously shot with a black background and everything like that. So Eric, my cousin Eric's done great work for us, and that's kind of where the video had come from. Lyrically, I don't know where he comes from with it, but...
He Chad or he EJ?
Oh!
Okay, so debate. Who actually wrote the lyrics for the song?
I don't know. Who did write the lyrics, Chad?
It was a tag team thing, right?
There you go. You
So
guys
where the lyrics come from? I mean, what made you want to change? Because obviously it went from Crawl to where it is now to Manipulator, correct?
Yeah. Oh, no, Manipulator's its own song. The song we ended up sticking with Where You Belong. Prior to that, we were calling it Crawl. And I think it really came down, we were talking about how it's more like a head battle. That you're having, you want this person or this, this voice in your head's telling you, I can't do this, I can't do that, and finally you have to make that decision, I'm not listening to that voice, so, go and crawl on back to, that dark place. I don't want to be there no more. It's kind of, that's where it belongs, and that was just kind of a chit chat.
Somebody's got to make a mental decision to turn your day around, I mean, I think that's the biggest answer is that people keep waiting for somebody to give them an answer, and you're not going to find it except for inside yourself. And until you make the decision mentally to push away the harsh demons inside of you or whatever thoughts you've got, nobody's going to do it for you. So you've got to mentally make that decision and live with that and be happy.
Deep.
Super deep. Who wrote the lyrics, Cody?
Deep.
Cody?
I did.
Cody wrote the lyrics.
It was a collaborative effort through everybody. Sometimes that's like the best way to put together songs is just to go and not to think about it. Yeah, definitely.
It was fun.
That's how Manipulator was born.
Yeah, it was.
It was like we wrote like half a Manipulator in
the first night.
We ever got
together. It was like we just sat down and we're like, all right, what the hell are we doing? You know, like let's do this. You know, and like we just. Bang, bang, bang.
First night together as a full band, like official, like had it all together, or you guys were just like a partial band?
It was the first night we actually, you even stepped foot in my basement. Yep. It was that night. Like we stepped down there and we're like, all right, what do we want to do? Because we didn't have a direction. It's not like we sat and met and like, hey, we're going to be this type of band or that type of band. There was no direction at all. It was just like, hey, let's see we'll see what happens. And so he had a little lyric book. He's like, well, I've wrote a few lyrics, So we're like, well, let's see what you got, So we just took some lines and we're like, let's apply, and sitting there with a guitar and biggity bang, About a half hour later, we had a direction and just kind of rolled with it.
Well, and I know before that you guys were all in different bands prior. I know you three at least were, and you're still in one of those bands, Forever Endeavor, which they're going to be playing as well for the CD release party, doing double duty that night.
Yeah, my old band.
Too much beard for one show.
Don't act like you hate it.
Ryan might be doing double duty that night too.
I might be doing double duty.
It's kind of up in the air.
Yep.
How did you guys become Evandale?
It started, so we had just finished up the previous band that Ryan and I played in together. And
which was
More Than a Memory.
That's right.
Yep. For me, singing, I was like, I don't want to sing no more. I'm done doing bands. I just want to work. And I really kind of found myself liking the recording process and wanted to learn more. So I thought, I'm going to dive into that. That's it for me. Maybe I'll put some solo stuff out, for fun. Not going to do the band thing no more.
And I got a new car because I thought I wasn't going to get in another band either.
Whoa, so that's your next step? You're like,
I was like, this is it. I'm done.
Yeah, you get out of a band, their finances just open.
I was like, the band's gone? All right, new car.
I seen you get those little Facebook kind of like ads. It'll show certain bands, local bands or something like that. Yeah. And I seen his, and I thought, Ruckus, who the heck is Ruckus? I don't get out that much. I thought, well, let me check it out. So I just happened, and this is so rare. I clicked it, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. So somehow we got to chit-chatting about, hey, did you see this dude sing? And I made the comment, and I was like, now, if that dude ever wanted to do something original, I might be into, maybe doing another band.
Now, was Ruckus a cover band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the video he's talking about, we opened up for Lita Ford.
It was something about it was like, stage. That's what I'm talking about. All right, but it was kind of one of those just I think I texted you more like one of those just like.
Well, you sent me whatever video it was. You sent it to me, and I remember watching it, and you were just like, dude, check this dude out, and I was like, okay. I listened to it, I watched it, listened to it, and I was just like, okay, man, if he ever wants to do original thing, you let me know. Because that's exactly what he is.
But it was totally kind of like bro talk. I didn't think it would happen.
Right.
Just that'd be cool. Well, maybe it was a month. Was it a month or so?
It was shorter than a month.
This puts this post up on Facebook. I'm thinking about I'm putting feelers out of maybe doing some original music, And I was like, huh.
And then it just clicked.
So I texted him. I was like, hey, did you see Facebook? And he's like, yep.
Roger Dodger.
Message him. So I messaged him like, hey, what are you wanting to do? And we conversed, well, let's meet up and talk. So we ended up meeting at I don't remember where we met up at.
We met at Clancy's out on 168th and Center, and you nabbed
Eric,
Whitney.
Yeah. Because I was like, hey, check this guy out too. After we were like, hey, maybe we should do a band with this guy. And Eric's like, yeah, I'm in on that. That'd be cool. So we all met up, chit-chatted, and one time talked, kind of, bounced ideas off each other, and well, see you next Wednesday. And boom, there you
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
There's Manipulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, no.
Yep.
And then Cody
Ben.
just like came out of the woodwork. He
They just picked me up on the way
Yeah.
here. Hey, we're going to an interview. You want to be in the band?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Pay you in beer.
you look
I have
homeless.
plenty.
Might as well just pick you up. We'll put you in some clothes. We'll say you're our bass player.
Kind of look like
Well, it's kind of one of those
guy.
where like bass players, you know, that are like the freaking hidden the unicorn, you know, trying to find like a bass player. It's like I like to play bass, you know,
Right.
You know, and wants to play bass and all that. And Ryan did trying to get him to do it a few times, I think.
Yeah,
and
once or
some other
twice.
things,
There's a
and-
couple of times where, you know, I was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing. It's called Evandale," and we had Manipulator done, and then we had 2 more songs that were demoed out, which was Where You Belong and one that's called Burn the City, and so I had sent him those 2 tracks. Because he heard Manipulator, he's like, okay, I see what you guys are doing, but I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I'm like, okay, cool. And then some time went by, and we were just like, okay, well, still need a bass player. What's, you know? And I was like, all right. So I sent the 2 other tracks, Where You Belong and Burn the City, and he goes, you guys make more stuff like that. I'm definitely down. And so we're like, all right, come on over and see how you play with the kids. And, you know?
And that was that. And that's how
Yep.
Evandale became. When did you guys sit on the name Evandale? Like, why?
That's Eric's thing.
No, that was
Is
Chad.
that him?
It was.
Was it you or is
yeah.
it Eric? Because
Like a
Eric's the one who
street.
was super all about
He
it.
was
Chad was
about
on a
surprised that
drum.
Eric was like about something. Usually Eric's like our negative Nancy. We love him, but you know.
Oh my God.
Every band needs one of those, though.
tr-
Everybody does.
Him and,
Old
him
man.
and I trade roles. You know, someone has to be. So if he wants to take a break,
You
I
two
guess.
are, you
Depends
two are
on-
best friends.
Yes.
You and Eric are best friends.
We just know how to touch each other.
I like the direction of this.
And cut. And cut.
We know how to be nice to each other.
But did somebody just say
Shaking
like
hands.
It was.
Evandale?
We were
and-
shooting like text because we were like, all right, we probably need to come up with a band name, you know, kind of thing. So, I think I was actually at work and I was in my truck and I literally like there's a road I drive on all the time. It says Evandale, like it's clear out in BFE, and I was like, that's cool road, you know, cool name. So I just put it in the text and I'm like, all right, you know, it really wasn't like a. Yeah, that's it. You know,
I don't
just
know.
like,
Eric was pretty much he loved the name.
like straight on was just like yes.
That's
No,
it.
he was just like that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it for the songs that we have made, and for the sound we have with what he's been writing and or you've been writing or he'd been writing, whatever. It's like definitely like
He
fits.
Finding a band name though is like one of the most difficult things
Right.
ever because you're almost predicting your future. You know, you're trying
Yeah.
to make a name that fits your music, but at the same time you don't really know what your music is or where you're going. You know,
Right.
So it's
My wife will still make fun of it. She's like, Evandale, is that like a city in Game of Thrones, you know, kind of thing? Hey, we head to Evandale.
No, it's a game in Lord of the Rings. Duh.
Yeah, something like that.
But
whatever.
as every name is, it takes time to get traction and you know.
Right.
Arendelle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Evandale. Yeah.
Arendale.
That's where the elves reside.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right, so I digress back a little bit back to your guys' CD release party. You guys have something really special going on in 2 different ways. One of which being Pint 9 is going to be doing some beer stuff with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some friends and stuff that are affiliated with them, and so we've had their product and loved it, you know, and we're like, it'd be cool if we could just have a show and highlight that, you know. So we picked what we think might be one of their best brews, and we're like, let's throw that in the mix and make that the special for the night. And so hopefully everyone likes that. You know, I think most people, if you haven't had it, you'll like it. And then
Is it a special brew just for you guys, or
no,
just
it's one they do that's just
The Oso.
the Oso. And it's
Oso good.
yeah, it's
Oso Cafe.
yeah.
well, and they just popped into the scene relatively
Not too long ago,
yeah.
soon.
Yeah, so they got some really good stuff going. So it was like, heck yeah, let's have that.
And
you know?
he's a musician here in the scene as well. Well, he used to be.
Yeah, a couple.
yeah.
The whole. Yeah, there's a few people affiliated with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all awesome guys. I've known them
so-
for a while too. So
Yeah, they got a good brew in their hands. So hopefully
well,
everyone likes it.
It's nice to see you guys are bringing that aspect in. And then on top of that, you guys are also doing like a karaoke thing afterwards. Like
Yeah.
that's so rad.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like giving everyone the opportunity to like just go up on stage and be dumb and themselves and fun and crazy. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I think that's kind of we were like, well, let's keep, the amount of bands, just enough. Let's not do these 2-hour sets.
Not overcrowd it. Yeah.
Let's get in. Let's rock out a little bit. Then let's just hang out and appreciate the people that give us the opportunity. Yep. So let's let them have fun too. We'll watch. We're biggest fans too of other people doing their thing. So
that's awesome. I'm a big proponent of getting the fans involved and the people that come to see shows. They come to see that kind of stuff and to have a unique idea like that. Giving people the power. To be musicians or be the ones on the
Omaha.
stage. Yeah.
Show us how it's done. Right? After we're done, show us how it really works.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. So I'm gonna bring it back a little bit because we don't have terribly too much more time left. I got a couple more questions for you guys, one of which being the artwork for your album. I'm going to be really sad if you don't say that it was done by your girlfriend.
It was not. Well, but Eric had found, with having the name Evandale and everything, he was trying to... Eric's amazing at conceptualizing ideas, whether it be musically, imagery, I think he's just great at it. And so he was like trying to figure out what kind of image we had, what's something that stood out to him that kind of made sense for us, like the name Evandale. And so he found this buffalo, and it was an actual painting, or it was a painting or drawing or something.
It was just a drawing.
Or
from the 70s. Or something
it's like super old. And he sent it to us, and we were just like, dude, this is freaking awesome. Makes complete sense. We fell in love with it. And so he even emailed the,
It's like being a family member of the person that originally did it.
Right, and it was part of a gallery online that had been put up by this guy who had drawn it. And so he emailed, the business. It was like, hey, we would like to use this for our band. Is that okay? And we ended up finding out that the lady's husband made it, and he had already passed on. So it was really cool to kind of be able to, take that design. And she loved it too. She was like, yeah, take it, run with it. I don't care whatever you do. Like, send us back this email. Like, I would love to see, my husband's like artwork be used, and get out there and everything like that. So we took the buffalo and just ran with it, and it just makes a lot of sense for us as far as the name goes.
That is an awesome story. No joke. You could have just told me, we paid somebody to do it, but instead, that is really awesome. So, is there anything you guys would like to add? I mean, anything about you guys or the album or?
I'm really excited to get it out there, man. Like I said in the beginning, I think this is just a statement of who we are. I think that each song portrays at least a little bit of who we are as a band, and I'm excited to get it out there and get it in people's hands and give them something more to listen to, especially in their cars. But ultimately, share it with your friends. That's the biggest thing that we can request is share it with your friends, share it with your family. Like us on Facebook, share as much as we post. So we appreciate everybody's support and even you guys and everybody that's pulling us in. So it's overwhelming.
Absolutely.
It's overwhelming the support that we've gotten from Omaha thus far. So we can't wait to see what 2019 provides.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, I love you. You guys are all dear friends of mine, but we got to get going. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys coming in. This has been Evandale. Thank you guys for watching. This is what makes Omaha great. I also want to mention to you guys that we have an Omaha-only Spotify playlist, and that is going to be featuring Manipulator, which is by Evandale. And then last, this has been sponsored by River's Edge Productions. You guys can check the link below for any more information. We'll see you later, Omaha.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.